my best friend for 23. She left her body and hovered above me. My best friend for 23. I heard the heavens crying above me. They gained an angel, I lost a friend. I felt like dying again and again. I went through hell, stared at death, but I keep fighting with each living breath. I saw no way out from where I stood. Felt like the fire had burned me through. Now you're gone, I'm alone. I guess it's time to get better. Through the pain, I will go alone. If I fall, break my bones, I will scream even louder. 'Cause I'm not dying alone. I lost my best friend.
Hello everyone, welcome to the Streamline Minor League Tournament. Thank you for tuning in. This is Playdate number 3 of the round of 16. In the booth is myself, Soul, and Alex. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. I'm excited to see these two teams match up against each other. I think they're a great matchup against each other, based off of how they both played in their very first in the round of 32. I believe. Yes.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. I'm pretty excited as they took pretty convincing wins for both teams. The teams we're talking about today are Till Esports and Roaring Tiger. They both took convincing wins 7-2 in the round of 32.
Yeah, and especially for a tournament like this where we have a few APAC Pro League teams, we have a few teams that are definitely a well-known team in the APAC League. A 7-2 win for both of these teams on, I believe, yes, Tilt went to Clubhouse and Roaring went to the Coastline. So seeing those two maps played and having them both get a commanding lead, a 7-2 win for both of them is just showing how dominant both these teams are. And these teams are very, as Roaring Tiger did play on Coastline, they won 5 attacks out of the 6-round differential. So that means out of their 6 rounds, they won 5, that means they only need to win 2 rounds on defense, which is almost never seen just because of how hard that seems.
Yeah, I totally agree. I think it's interesting that Till on the round of 32 started on defense and Roaring Tiger started on attack. So it'll be quite interesting to see if that role is reversed and Tilt starts attack and Roaring starts on defense, I'd be interested to see how that plays out, as Tilt on defense also went 5 rounds won and 1 round lost on defense. So it seems like they're both fairly strong on how they start out.
Yeah, that's for sure. One thing I am excited to see is Tilt Esports is more of a patient and strategic team and more methodical compared to this Roaring Tigers team. They can be aggressive, and sometimes they're so aggressive they lose rounds because of how aggressive they can get. So I think that is going to be something they might need to work on again, especially going against this Tilt Esports team, who is especially patient, making them go into their crossfires, so they have the higher chance of winning the gunfight.
Yeah, most definitely. But you know, Tilt has a slight lack of intel when it comes to their attacking rounds. So we'll see how Roaring Tiger likes to play that going forward.
Yeah, so I think that is something they have definitely been working on. I'm sure I was talking over with Tilt a few times. I talked to them a few times, and they said they had been reviewing the VODs, and they think they're going to come back and be a stronger and more successful team than they ever have been. Alright, as we should be going to map bans here any second now, hopefully, if there's no miscommunication on our side or they just haven't seen it. Hopefully we'll be being able to make it to the map bans this time compared to yesterday where we didn't even get to see the map bans.
Yep. Looking into the map bans, Tilt in the round of 32, their map bans were Cafe, Oregon, and Villa. Roaring Tiger was Clubhouse, Oregon, and Villa. So it'll be kind of interesting. I want to see maybe a theme park.
I think a theme park, and if we were to go to a theme park, I think theme park would go in the favor of Tilt, just because since they like to play slower and they like to think more. It's not much of a frag running gun type map such as Coastline is, right? That Roaring Tigers went to. So I think if we went to a theme park, we would see Tilt Esports take a pretty commanding lead if they were to play defense first.
Yeah, I think the map bans here are going to play a really large influence on who wins this match, as I think both of them have kind of counterparts to each other. So it's kind of how you play a certain map. Like you were saying, Coastline's a bit more frag heavy. Theme park, you know, certain sites like Throne, you have to be a little bit more methodical. You might want to open up vertical lines of sight, things like that.
I won't be surprised if a map ban we would see is maybe Roaring Tigers. They already banned it out. The Clubhouse, get rid of the Clubhouse, because they did see, if they were watching VODs, they would see how demanding Tilt is on that Clubhouse. And I wouldn't be surprised to see Tilt shift their bans maybe away from like a Villa ban, since you know Roaring Tigers tends to ban that. Maybe shift away from that type of ban and maybe ban what am I looking for? Coastline, because they were so demanding. But as we do already go to our map bans, Roaring Tigers will ban out Clubhouse, and then Tilt will ban out Cafe, and then Oregon will also get banned out. And there goes Coastline, which is surprising. That was banned from Roaring Tigers. That's surprising with how dominant they were on that map. There goes Consulate. Okay, we're going to be going to Villa, which I'm surprised because we have not seen either of these teams even want to go to Villa. They have both banned it out in their games. So we will be starting with Tilt on defense and Roaring Tigers on attack. What are you expecting to see here, Soul?
It's kind of hard. Villa's kind of a roam aggressive heavy map if you play it correctly, but it also can be one that you can definitely be more strategic and methodical on, depending on the kind of strats you have in play, it's kind of hard to choose between both teams. But if I have to pick one, I think this favors Roaring Tiger. If Tilt doesn't improve on their lack of intel and the way they drone, this will play heavily into the favor of Roaring Tiger, as they're more aggressive. They flank, late round. They peak early. If you don't have that kind of intel, you lose rounds quite fast.
Yeah, I think it is a blessing in disguise for Tilt Esports, as they are more of a defending team. I think this might help them a lot, as they are now starting defense Villa, as they do like as they do like defense over attack, because they do not require to be droning everything in, which they do not do the greatest of. That is for sure.
Yeah, and Villa's a pretty broad map. I think everyone forgets about the basement floor because it's barely even used, but if used correctly, you can definitely get some good late flanks off on the attackers. A key player to watch here for Roaring, in my opinion, is Ada XQ. His round 32, he was frying. Put a chef's hat on that man, because he was just cooking up frags.
Yeah, that is for sure. He was winning almost all of his gunfights. I believe he is their entry fragger, so that would be expected. He would be the man in charge of getting all those opening picks and winning most of his gunfights, as he is a fragger.
Yeah, let's speculate a little bit on the operator bans as we're waiting for Tilt's fifth to come in. What are you thinking is going to come out on Villa?
On Villa, I won't be surprised if we see maybe a Thatcher ban, maybe to stop them from getting that aviator wall. Or because Thatcher is a pretty, not overpowered, but he's a very useful op to definitely use. That is for sure.
Yeah, I agree. Thatcher's a pretty influential operator when it comes to attack. The defense has a lot of utility and denial heavy operators, so when it comes to things that you want for your defensive setup, you definitely want to take away that Thatcher, so you have more of a, I'd say, comfort knowing that your certain utility won't be I'm sorry, I had a brain fart. Your certain utility won't be gone. One throw of an EMP and it's gone.
Yeah, that is for sure. He can destroy with one charge. He destroys everything. Yeah, with one charge he destroys everything that is in his little I guess circle. I'm not sure the exact parameters of his circle, but he can destroy anything from mute jammers to bandit charges to even Jaeger ADSs if it's thrown on the other side of the wall. As it does appear that it's going to be a few more minutes until we can get this last guy in here. He was having some Uplay issues. Hopefully he will be getting in here shortly.
Yeah. Let's talk about. And as you say that, we're just gonna go to a quick ad break for a few minutes, as we're gonna get this map situated before we head into the actual match.
we are back, ladies and gentlemen. We were just getting some things situated, getting all the players in our lobby. That will hopefully be settled now, and we can get right into our game.
As we are going to get right into Villa, we were speculating the attacker ban, and that's going to come in just a second. Let's speculate some defender bans, as both teams in the round of 32 banned Mira, so that's a high probability.
Especially, yes, that is for sure. Especially with how OP, or not OP, but how useful she is on this map. She can hold off almost complete study take if they're playing AV. She has that vector that just completely shreds. As our first man just come out from Tilt, or no, excuse me, yes, that is Tilt, commenting out on the Thatcher ban. I was expecting that due to how useful he is, and then their Roaring Tiger bans off the Monty. Clearly, they do not feel like dealing with a Monty today.
Yeah, when watching Roaring Tiger, Tilt, I didn't really see them bring out the Monties, so maybe it's just a comfort pick. Maybe Roaring Tiger just really doesn't like the shield. Monty's a pretty powerful operator when it comes to map control, as we see the Echo get banned out. What do you think about that one?
That honestly doesn't surprise me, because from what I've seen and when I was playing ranked the other day, it does appear, or I guess today, it does appear that his glitch is back to where it's hard to shoot his yokai drone. So I won't be surprised if we do see a soft ban of that come out from Face It or ESL, as we are in APAC. So that is most likely going to end up getting soft ban unless they solve that fairly quick.
Hopefully they do, as the last operator banned out was Amira, so we were pretty on point with the comfort picks that were going to come out from each team. Seeing a couple of different attacker and defender bans coming out, but nothing that surprises me too much.
Yeah, nothing from this setup is unusual. However, that castle is a newer pick per se, because his UMP isn't exactly what I would call the best gun in the game. It for sure isn't the best. I'm wondering what they're gonna guess off. Okay, just do the. Maybe I won't be surprised if they have some players playing on behind those castle barricades, maybe holding off the master bedroom take for as long as they can.
Yeah, definitely an interesting setup, as I think Castle made a rotate from statuary into bedroom. He did, and he Castle barricaded off both of those half-wall windows. That is an interesting strategy if I've ever seen one. They did, however, leave a softball in the bathroom, so that's an angle for the attackers to take advantage of.
I won't be surprised if we do see have someone maybe go prone or play right behind that castle barricade, because as they are bulletproof, it's not like he can get wall banged. He is completely safe unless they do somehow get an angle onto that, or they do open it. I think we'll definitely be seeing someone play on that side of the map for sure.
Yes, we see Jaeger on 90 here. They're having an extended hold into Aviator. Keep in mind the bomb site is statuary trophy, as the attackers are looking to get maybe first floor control, get some bucks from below. Might be smart.
A different perspective.
Yeah, I think we'll have to buck go below, and maybe if there's a bandit, maybe get some mute jammers. Just destroy that utility.
Yeah, it would be easier for the Thermite to come in and get whatever walls off they need to get off for, extended site control. As I don't think any of the attackers have made any sort of map presence, as I'm pretty sure they're all outside still, getting some intel and droning it out, as we're seeing more of a methodical push from Roaring Tiger, as we were kind of expecting more of a aggressive one. As Castle gets the first pick on the Sophia there, that's their top fragger gone for the round.
He does get a double. He did, however, Buck does get his refrag at a loss to 25, about 25 HP. Not that much. It's still handleable. You're not gonna, definitely not gonna lose. It's not like 1 HP where you're a one shot to any gun. That's for sure. So the Buck still able to work. He's still able to do his thing. IQ think got shot from his own teammate. Not sure exactly what happened there, but as we do see, Jaeger does get his frag onto.
Attackers have dropped the bomb diffuser.
And okay, as I lost my words, our Shadow and the SMG-11 gods get their 2 kills.
Yeah, I think what you saw there was the patient and strategic holds of Tilt Esports on that round. What a amazing strat from them. Roaring Tigers, I think, needs to play more into their game, be a bit more aggressive. They didn't get any sort of map control until I think it was at least a minute left into the round, which plays into the angles that Tilt was holding. It was Wamai behind a deployable shield. Everyone was running into him, and he just picked off that Buck for the last kill of the round.
Yeah, I think they just took too much time and they lost too many bodies trying to get that castle. As he got 2 kills before he got traded out, so that he did his job on that side of the map. I mean, it's gonna be hard for him to rotate if he does get a frag, because they're gonna be wanting to get that refrag. But he definitely did his jobs doing, getting his 2 frags, dying. I mean, that's inevitable. But we'll see a dining kitchen take. This site is controversial. Some teams like it, some teams don't like it. In my opinion, I think it's one of the better sites because not a lot of people in comp know how to attack it because they just haven't thought about it how to. And you also have that, you can just drop to basement and just wait for the late rotation like you were saying earlier.
Yeah, I think it's going to play quite heavily into their defensive rounds.
5 seconds to
As we saw a Vigil 6 pick onto the Valkyrie. I wonder if Intel's going to play a bigger part of this round as last round. It was more of a turtle, hold your angles sort of defense. Let's see if Roaring Tiger this time can get a better map control, as it was pretty difficult for them to even enter the site last round.
I think the death of them was they weren't droning as much as they should have. I think they could have known that Castle was there if they had droned, but I don't think they did. Like, this good luck is pushing 90 blind. I just don't think that's the best to play.
Yeah, the face checking, like I was saying earlier, is, I mean, they're just aggressive. They don't, as they drone in for the base map control, but I believe after that it's just a lot of face checking, which isn't the smartest idea, especially on a larger map like Villa, where you can get a lots of flank potential.
Yeah, I think just face checking is very risky, because if you face check and you hold an angle for 1 second too long, they can just put one bullet into your head and you're gone. You're as good as gone.
Yeah, but they are getting vertical control quite easily, as the defenders are just allowing it. Let's see if they can get maybe a nitro cell off. We'll see, as IQ is still blowing up this soft floor, looking down into the bomb site. Good angles for the attackers this time around.
Yeah, they can definitely cut off a lot of rotate by holding those rotates. I wonder, how did this, is that a nitro? That is a nitro coming out from the cave to get the opening pick on the Buck, and as IQ does lose a little HP from it. I am wondering, how did this Thermite lose his 50 HP? I don't know if I just wasn't paying attention, or He's not going to be able to get this wall. They don't have a Thatcher. They don't have anything. It's muted off. It's part of it's gated. He just has no... There's no way for them to get in unless they push in.
And with 30 seconds left, that doesn't look like a possibility as Gridlock's still looking for vertical control. Valkyrie gets a pick onto Zofia towards the mudroom 90. IQ sees spots one on her utility. As we say that, Gridlock's getting a pick off, and it's a 3v3 situation with 13 seconds left. They got the wall off.
It's a 3v2. I mean, you got the G8, but you also have... They have to push in through one spot. They all had to push in through one spot. As there was a TK did come out.
Yeah, that...
The Cade, I think it was just T having to get in the crossfire. But
yeah, that was a little scary.
I think they held vertical for way too long. They didn't execute fast enough. I think their comms, there's definitely some comms were definitely. As we might be going to a rehost as one of Tilt's players did disconnect. I'm not sure if we will see a call for rehost or if he will just rejoin, but we will see here in a minute.
Let's hope they call for the rehost, as I think their defenses are going flawlessly. Their defense is scary. I don't think anyone going forward wants to play Tilt on defense. They just hold their ground really well. They do well in time wasting. They do well in getting picks. They had the utility. Cade got a nitro. They even had 2 other nitros to expend with a Mute and a Valkyrie.
As we will see the call for rehost come out, we're just waiting for our admins on our side to confirm the rehost. If we do go to a rehost, we will be taking a short ad break. As yes, we admins have just confirmed we are going to have a rehost.
And we are back into round 3. We go as everything is situated, and we're going to an Aviator Games hold. See the lineups that come out. Interesting Goyo pick with a Womai Jaeger. I think that's what's really giving Tilt the edge on these defenses, is the fact that they can sit behind those Goyo shields and that Womai deployable shield for longer amount of times if they set the magnets and ADSs in the correct places.
Yeah, however, there is a risk between sitting behind those
Defenders, protect your bomb.
sitting behind those Goyo shields is if they do burn the ADSs or the Womai magnets, one Zofia charge, if you're sitting right behind it, one Zofia charge, that there goes maybe 25, 50 of your health just gone because you were sitting right behind it. So Goyo is always a risky opt to play, but with high risk comes high reward, as you do get that Victor that, like I was saying earlier, just shreds.
Yeah, I totally agree. The Vector is definitely one of the higher fire rates of SMGs in the game, as they're going for another extended hold into Trophy Statuary. I think this also plays a big part into why it's so difficult for Roaring Tiger to make any sort of map control, is the fact that they're just taking away almost everywhere you want to push in as an attacker. The first floor on Villa isn't the greatest place to start your attack, as there's only 3 ways you can go up, and a lot of those ways entitle you to face a defender in not the most advantageous gunfight. If you go up red, you're going to probably see 190, and they'll probably beam your head off. If you go up Astro, they'll probably be in bathroom. If you go up study stairs, they'll probably be in study. So we'll see how the attackers go about it, as they are taking the first floor, getting a nade off, trying to see if they could get any early picks. Unfortunate that frag did miss, as IQ's trying to get rid of some utility from the first floor.
Yeah, I believe that is a cage she's trying to get. Not exactly sure where she's trying to get it from, as it does look like that Zofia was going to start heading over towards. Oh, as Sledge just gets our opening pick onto mute, that is your SMG-11 god, if you want to say gone, but I think Womai might be trying to refrag, but if Womai gets a refrag, there's also that Zofia right there to get that refrag. No, it was Zofia wins the gunfight, as even though I believe Womai had the advantage, but Zofia says not today.
Yeah, I think Roaring Tigers this round are taking better gunfights, and I think it was on Tilt to not really overextend onto the attacker's first floor. I think they should play more into their strategy of just kind of holding their angles, because the more you overextend, the more you give lines of sight to Roaring Tiger, the more often that you're probably going to lose the round, as it's a 1v3 situation. Plant going down, Jaeger gets a frag, Gridlock's planting in Aviator, as Jaeger's challenging Thermite and Study, but Roaring Tiger finally get their first round on attack.
Yeah, I'm not sure why he thought it was a good idea to push through track stingers, knowing he was at such low HP. He did have a great flank there. He did pick up 3, I believe, and he definitely did good, but he just, I don't think pushing those track stingers was the play.
I just think that he thought that, he may have gotten a good rotate from 90 back to red stairs, and possibly getting the Gridlock in Aviator, and then getting the frag onto Thermite, but he was, like you were saying, such low health that a 2v1 situation was not in his favor. So I think he just decided to see if he could get a pick or not
Defenders, protect your bomb
in that round.
defused by attackers.
But the defenders are going back to Trophy Statuary, their first hold, where they did quite an amazing job in holding the attack off. Let's see if they can do it again, as their Aviator Games hold wasn't the greatest. I think they're pulling out the same strat that they did their first round, where they have that castle roaming towards Aviator and having that rotate into Master. So that'll be interesting to see if Roaring Tiger can adapt to this certain kind of strategy and the certain kind of hold. Hopefully they don't attack the same way through study, because they ran into a wall.
Yeah, I think that. Excuse me. I think that if they don't clear out that castle, or whoever's playing on that Aviator side quick and just fast, I don't think they'll be very successful, because you're not. I don't think they even have to worry about clearing him. I don't think they're gonna try, because they are just gonna run through living room or dining room side, and just most likely maybe run off astronomy, maybe landing. If they run a landing, that is gonna be super risky. However, because of that castle, he can just flank from Aviator and shoot you right in your back.
I think Roaring Tiger's doing a great adaptation of destroying utility from below, especially when Tilt isn't really offering any sort of denial into them just going for floor and getting off utility, as Sledge gets a really good frag onto Wamai's deployable shield. And if you guys remember on their first trophy hold, Wamai was behind his deployable shield almost that whole round, so getting rid of that utility is pretty good for the attackers, as they're it's a 5v4 as I speak. The smoke is off the board from a great pick from Gridlock outside of the bathroom. Not the greatest angle from Smoke, as he was pretty wide out in the open there.
As the Sledge is now gonna fall to the UMP, and I'm not gonna to Castle. I'm not gonna attempt to say his name, because I know I will butcher it somehow. But that is the Sledge down, and that is one of your, for sure, one of your fraggers. He is a really good at his job. But this Wamai does have a pretty nasty angle onto bathroom, as the Jaeger will find the refrag for Igniter onto the Zofia. And then Castle could just get another onto IQ, as them not clearing out him is just seeming to cost him, as now our Jaeger's gonna find just dropping kids.
Yeah, who would have known that the last two rounds they win on trophy, as I speak, you see Castle getting his last frag on the Thermite. Who would have known that the roaming castle, the soft roaming castle, the one that you said, Alex, was, you know, his UMP might not be the greatest, but I'll tell you one thing, his soft roam ability, his ability to get those frags, as he's 6-1 as a castle, is pretty dang amazing.
I mean, it doesn't matter how bad the UMP is. If you're tapping heads, it's the best gun in the game.
It's a point and click simulator, right?
That, I mean, if you want to call it that, you can call it that. I think them not clearing out that castle is the death of them.
Yeah, I think it has a lot to do with their face checking and the way that they're just really not taking the time to drone out more intel. When you watched them prior in the round of 32, they did a way better job of getting control and having more methodical pushes. But you see a lot of uncertainty in their attacks.
Yeah, that is for sure. As it looks like they're not exactly sure where they want to push from, and that they aren't pushing together.
Yeah, a couple of them go below in dining and library, and a couple of them go up top vertically to try and combat where they're holding the site, as the defenders are going to go back down to dining room kitchen, see if they can do things better this time around. Or no, they won this site. So my apologies. I thought Aviator Games was was the one that they won, but it was the other way around. They lost the Aviator games as
Yeah,
Sledge is getting. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
They lost the site because I think they spent too much time playing vertically and just didn't have time to make a play, and by the time they were starting to make a play, it was just time was out. This fuse play, that is I don't know if that was a accident or if he's just, saying screw it, let's play some, let's meme. But
I think Fuse plays a good role in just utility dumping into the site, allowing for those ADSs to go off, those electro claws maybe to be destroyed, or what have you. Who knows what happens or where you place those cluster charges. I think what their mindset over that is they're having a hard time pushing into site with all the utility that the defenders are bringing each and every round as they're holding their angles essentially until the defenders decide to, or the attackers, mind you, decide to attack as the gridlock gets a pick but gets refragged as that's a Cade for a gridlock trade. I think the favor goes into the defenders there as they won't have to worry about tracks this time around.
yeah, they won't have to worry about the tracks, and the Cade, he had already thrown all of his gadgets down, so I mean, if he did lose his life, I mean, as long as they got the refrag there, they are chilling. As Fuse did just get a buff, however, is he does get 4 cluster charges instead of his old 3. Not exactly sure why he got a buff, but apparently Ubisoft thought, hey, he needs a buff, let's give him one.
Yeah, like I said, it's just because the defenders bring so much utility denying abilities that they want to give attackers a better. I'm losing my train of thought. My apologies, but as I'm talking, the diffuser is planted, and it's a 2v3 situation with bomb down. Sophia watching from the vertical angle, getting shots off onto you and the Cade, as the Cade is dead now.
Yeah, they're gonna have to get this. They're gonna have to get this Zofia if they want to even have a chance at getting the bomb. As no, Zofia's not gonna get in time. As he is gonna get the diffuser off because Zofia was too focused on the Jaeger. As the Jaeger pushing up, that was very smart. I was saying, hey Jaeger, go push up, go use your life, and so I can get this diffuser off and maybe cause some noise so they don't hear this going off.
Yeah, what a ninja defuse from Tilt there, as they're up 4-1. Good on Jaeger to recognize that he was on the flank, and good communication between Tilt as they got that ninja off, which rarely ever happens in comp play. As we're gonna head into the round here, it looks like Tilt's going with just this base lineup of Wamai, Jaeger, Goyo, Cade, Mew. They've rarely swapped off of this lineup, as you see. Kind of the same lineup from the attackers as well. I'd have to say a bit poor adaptation from Roaring Tiger.
Yeah, they showed a solid effort on that first game they won on Aviator. I think they're just not adapting to the change. I think they should be doing 3-4 in roam clear especially in the trophy, just from the south side alone to flush out that castle, because if that castle's there, like when you guys were pushing landing, he just has to sit there and wait for you guys to push into his crossfire, and then at the end of the day, he just taps your head and good night.
Yeah, as the only defender loss for Tilt is, as you see, a cheeky Cade or Electro Claw there on the Aviator wall. You saw from Tilt their just over aggressiveness on their last Aviator round, and that played into Roaring Tiger, but I believe after that round they really honed it back into their strategy, and we'll see if they decide to play it a bit more patient and safe as we move into this round. The
Bomb located by
defenders
attackers.
are already roaming towards Master and Astro. Womai holding this angle towards Piano.
I think that the defenders need to not get too aggressive as they did last time playing the site. I think they got too aggressive, and at the end of the day, that's what cost them their round. I think Jaeger held them off for as long as he could. But I think he did a great job. But I think they just play less aggressive, hold their angles, stick to what they're used to, what they're good at, and I think they can easily send this to a 5-1 at the split.
Yeah, that would be a definitely huge momentum swing into Tilt's favor, winning this best of one. As Sophia's going to challenge this study stare angle, and I think the defenders are ready for it this time, as they aren't really overextending their wide peaks. Sophia getting off one of her charges, and Mute does go down. Unfortunate, but Sophia is on low health, but she'll still remain alive, getting some of her stuns off. Gonna try and re-challenge the study stare angle. Womai hopefully ready for the push. See Sophia, gets the pick. Perfect pick. Perfect trade, mind you. As it goes to a 3v4, Sledge gets the pick onto Womai, destroying the deployable shield there as the attackers are taking a study control, and Gridlock gets a really nice pick onto the Goyo. And it's 2v4 situation. Jaeger getting a refrag onto that Gridlock. 2v3, 50 seconds left. Bomb is down.
Easily able to go into there. However, as I say that, Jaeger falls, and then now it's a 4-2 going at split, which isn't that bad going to Roaring Tigers, as this map can be a defender-sided map.
Yeah, what we saw so far, I really think it's a defender-sided map, but we'll see how Roaring Tiger likes to play their defensive holds and defensive strategy, as we're gonna swap sides.
As we do see, not gonna butcher his name, but Sledge is kind of on the hard carry. He's 8-3, and I mean, their next frag is 2 kills. I think he's just doing all their work for him. I just think if his other teammates were to step up, I think they could easily have this one in the bag.
Yeah, but I think he was just in a power position for those couple of rounds that he played Castle. The attackers of Roaring Tiger just didn't drone him out, and he got what was it, a 4K and a 3K, I believe, or a 4K and a 2K, something like that.
I think it was 2 3Ks.
Yeah, there we go.
Back to back. No, it was a 2K and a 3K, 4K, because he got the IQ and the.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Thermite, maybe. I want to say Thermite. I'm not too sure. And the first round, and then he got the. And then he got killed by Buck. So there's your double, and I think he got a full 3K because he did get 3. He got 3 in his. No, 2 in his 1v4 clutch.
Either way, yeah. Either way, though, let's see how they put what kind of map control they go with, as I think they should be putting Sledge in more of a frag entry kind of role. Sledge is more of like a flex role with soft breaches with the soft breach ability of his hammer and his 2 frags, as they already have control towards Astro, which
I do want to see how they roam clear, as the IQ just drops Jaeger. Apparently, I think the Jaeger got too aggressive. No, he was sitting in statue, and they just called down. IQ got the wallbang.
Yeah, go ahead.
I think this round might be. I know it's a little early to call it, but I think this round, just because they have so much map control and it's only a minute down, they haven't cleared the roamers out. But I mean, they can for sure clear. He has to go up landing, and if his enemy knows going to do that bard and a drone 2 drones spot him. So they know he's there. They know he's downstairs. I mean, they're not focus on him, but they know he's there. So should the Claymore off, just rotates up.
Yeah, definitely good map control from Tilt. Within the first 30 seconds of the round, they already have map control in Astro and Master, or outside of Master, mind you, as they hear one repelling towards the 90 window, and they do have 90 control with a minute left. Should do wonders for them, but the Vigil is still in the room now on Astro stairs. Let's see if they can catch the Vigil with his hands down.
No, he's gonna get an easy frag on a Nomad. He hits the Nomad. They might be able to find the frag onto him. I don't think they're even giving a care in the world over to that side of the world.
IQ's looking for that refrag. Vigil did go over that statuary half wall and now is back below. Unfortunate for Nomad in that gunfight, her air jabs were just a couple inches short from getting Vigil before he could get that pick off, as Sledge will get the refrag onto him.
And as there's only 20 seconds left, they're gonna start pushing it. Zofia was just in sight. They need to start making a push. There's only 13 seconds left. I mean, the other angles lies down. The last one's a bar. You're gonna make that call. He's gonna get double swung on, and then it's gonna be round going to Tilt Sports a 5-1.
I do not know how Zofia did not get that pick onto Wamai. But I mean,
Bandit saved Wamai's life at the end of the day. I don't know how Zofia just was able to run into the site. Zofia was in sight, and I think Zofia might have whiffed a few shots, and then Bandit was like, "Oh, there's a guy in sight. I might want to go kill him." That's kind of my job, kill the bad guys. Yes, it did look looking at the replays. It did look like Zofia did miss his head, but
just by a smidge.
Yeah, just by not even a centimeter, whatever is less than a centimeter,
As the defenders are going to Aviator Games with a Legion 6 pick to a Maestro, we're going to have both of the Italian operators in this defensive hold. As it's 5-2, Sedatic, I think that's how you pronounce his name, with 9 kills. I gave it an attempt. You can roast me if you want. Good on him, as he's doing his best to influence the rounds as he did on defense. He's doing the same on attack.
5 seconds left before insertion.
I'm not seeing anything too crazy from Tilt though on the attack, other than just being really good and methodical throughout the attacking round, gaining control really well, getting their refrags, although it did take them a little while to get that refrag onto Vigil. It still happened with about a minute left. They had 90 control. They took that control to their advantage, and they just swung on into bar and won that round.
Question of the day for you, Soul.
I'm ready for it.
Will we see this going to match point after this round?
Oh, definitely. Most definitely the way. I mean, hopefully Nomad puts her air jabs in better spots so that flank potential isn't really gonna be influence or a momentum swing for the defenders. But the way Tilt have just been playing this game attack and defensive sided, it just kind of looks like a hands down match point.
The Jaeger does get destroyed by the Sledge, as he was just prone in there trying to find the angle, but as he does try and rotate out, Sledge is like, "No, I heard you slithering around down there. That's not very nice." This is a completely different take. They're just pushing up main. They might go running gun up main. I figured they would have done the same map control spot because they didn't stop it. As it did look like they had complete control of main stairs.
Yeah, I think that's really good adaptation from the attackers. They're just telling the defenders, we don't care where you are. We're gonna pick where we want to go, and we're gonna have that control. And you're just gonna probably die because they already have study control. They're already trying to get rid of these magnets and evil eyes they have in study. Trying to get rid of the utility. The defenders have intel on this push though, so they will have a better attempt at being aware of where the attackers are coming from as they're getting X Kairos off onto the aviator wall with 30 seconds left. That's a bit late for a reinforce or for a breach.
Yeah, but they really have a 2-man advantage because this alibi is at 1 HP. She's not going to be peeking much. I think it's an easy execute for them.
Bandits holding 90. Nomad's ready for it though. They get 2 picks in that time. One's in vault. Nomad goes down. 4v2 situation. 4 seconds left. Maestro gets a pick. It's a 1v3 situation. Alibi with a smidgen of HP, and Roaring Tiger gets the round off of Alibi just waiting it out. Smart play from them.
I'm surprised they had diffusers. Why didn't they plan? I mean, it's a 3v1. I mean, post plant, just go for plan. I mean, hold your angles. Make sure she can't rotate anyway. Put your air jabs up. Put your claymores down. Hold your angles. Hold all the rotates. Make sure they can't get any wet in anyway. And then I think it was maybe that animation where they're going for the plant, but it canceled because it wasn't on the floor yet.
Yeah, I think that's what may have happened. We all know that glitch. We all know that. It's upsetting when it's 0-0 and you're holding X, but it just says you lost.
Yeah, that's for sure. It's always upsetting. I mean, no one likes to lose, but
it's going to be a 5-3. My prediction was wrong. It is not match point. Good on Roaring Tiger, trying to fight back from this deficit they have going for them. I'd have to say pretty good. I mean, better adaptation in the amount they were aggressive in that later round. Early round, they were just trying to get picks off on the attack.
They heard your call and they said no, not today.
Yeah, I think they wanted another round. That's for sure. They did not want to take it to match point already. They have some fight left in them.
That's good. I like teams that are down early, but they're always like, hey, this is easy. This is an easy comeback. We've come back from 6-0s. I mean, I like teams that never stop fighting until the matches are over.
Definitely agree. Do never get complacent. Always believe that you have a fighting chance, and you will have a fighting chance. As they're going back to their staple trophy statuary.
Can't you just tell English is his first language?
Exactly. Can't you just know that's 2 sites melded into one word to save time? As there's a frag from the 90 window from Sledge, that was a pretty.
I thought that was a nitro.
Nope.
The way it blew up. That was nope. You just said yeet. Good night.
As Alibi's in the bar area, they spotted her out. Good intel from the attackers so far, as there's about a minute 50 left, and they already have the bandit taken away and know the location that this Alibi is roaming in aviator, but that's a TK from Ash, or from Zofia onto Ash, excuse me. Interesting. Not sure if there was a certain issue or who knows. All I know is that
it's okay. They refrag him instantly. Good night, Alibi. See ya. You'll be sitting down for the rest of this round. Yeekers are just at 1 HP. I'm not sure if he wants to take this gunfight.
Smart from him just to fall off and waste some time. Hopefully the attackers don't know of his late flank, which doesn't seem like they do. As Wamai gets a good pick off.
As the attackers still have the advantage, though, is one shot to like any gun, even if they sneeze on it. As Jaeger on the far flank finds a refrag for Wamai. I mean, even though he's low HP, he's like, hey, I don't need HP. I'm too good for HP. Who needs it?
I think that's 2 rounds in a row where their 1 HP warriors have just stayed alive, getting influential momentum swing picks onto the attackers. With 30 seconds left, it's still a 2v2 situation. They have Astro control. Sledge gets a pick off onto Legion. Jaeger with 1 HP gets the pick off onto Habana. 1v1 situation as Jaeger drops down bottom. Sledge on a goo, trying to grab that drop diffuser. Jaeger is probably gonna go up the Astro stairs as Sledge is gonna go for the plant. 3 seconds left. Is he gonna have time?
I think he's gonna get found.
Oh,
yeah.
wow.
Get off, but it's not gonna have time to. As he just clutches it up, gets maybe I think a 3K just by 1 HP, literally 1 HP, not even a full bar of HP.
Wow. I think Tilt is definitely tilting right now, and their kryptonite is 1 HP warriors from Roaring Tigers, excuse me. As it's a 5.
Hey, we might be down, but we are for sure not out.
Yep, it's a 5-4 now, which is crazy. As if you watched the first half, you wouldn't have guessed that this would have been the scoreline.
I think it's possible to see overtime come out here with just Roaring Tigers just like, hey, we see you. We're only gonna let you get 1 round on attack. How do you like that?
Yeah, definitely a defender-sided match so far. I think Tilt did a better job at denying control for the attackers. Roaring Tiger, however, is doing a better job at just staying alive, getting those late influential picks when there's 30 seconds left into the round. That's just good on them. That's just taking advantage of what the attackers are giving you, which is time. Time is always on your side as defender.
Yeah, I mean, anything is. Their analysts, their observers, just going for a little walk.
Yeah, he's enjoying the scenery.
Yeah.
As you know, most of us can't go outside. We want to enjoy the trees as much as we can.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a gamer. I don't go outside. What's outside? I mean, never heard of it in my life. But
outside is Minecraft.
However, I mean, yeah, the quarantine's getting on my nerves. I mean, them putting us in quarantine just makes me want to not be in quarantine anymore. Jaeger just said, "Good night." No, you can sit down for the next 2.5 minutes. Ash is just already in sight. They're just full rushing already. Ash is in sight. I mean, there's everyone. Just rush. This is not gonna work out for. It's a TK, another TK. What's that? 3 rounds in a row with TKs?
Yeah, I think so. As it's a first floor bomb site and kitchen and dining 1v2 situation for the Ash as Roaring Tigers take their 3rd defense in a row, 5-5. Interesting, as you said earlier, that the kitchen dining site is one that most comp players aren't sure how to attack, and I think you saw it there. I think the attackers just decided, hey, let's try and just bully our way into into sight, and the defenders were just all ready for it. They were expecting it.
Why, but they're like, hey, these guys are destroying us in our gunfights. Let's just force them to get into gunfights with us.
Yeah, I think they were just getting, like we were talking about earlier, they were just getting a bit too complacent. I feel as if they could have just
taken their time. I mean, you got 3 minutes. Yeah. Why waste on a rush? I mean, obviously, if you've seen like an SSG clubhouse basement hold, and you see, hey, there's no one even remotely on that side of like that blue hatch or that hatch, and it's not reinforced. Hey, let's just run up to it. Let's open it up. Let's drop the hatch and just rush. there's only 2 people on site. But no, there was like 4 people on site. It's a throw at that point. I mean, why do that to yourself?
Yeah, in Tilt's previous attacking rounds, they did really well in making sure that everything, their checklist was 1, 2, 3, grocery list done, let's go home. And that round, they kind of just threw the grocery list away and said, let's just try and win our gunfights.
Must locate and defuse the bomb.
As we get into the round, still nothing too crazy outside of the defenders and attackers. I'm still seeing the same operator lineups for both. Let's see what kind of take the attackers decide to do. Looks like they're going to go for a master bathroom hold. As the defenders are deciding to hold aviator games, and it doesn't look like they are contesting the extended hold into trophy statuary, as that was almost a nasty shot from Bandit on 90 to the IQ. That would have been detrimental to the attack in this round. As the defenders are trying to gain intel on where the players are hiding as they're taking control of trophy and master. Alibi just waiting there on stairs. Study stairs.
Alright, just in
A bomb
time.
has been located.
Just in time, as there's a minute 40 seconds left into the round, then the attackers have some sort of control towards Astro and Statuary.
I think this is smart what they're doing. This is the same push type of push they did the first time. And same type of push they did the first time, and it won them the round. I think this Jaeger, he's not gonna push it right. He's just gonna disengage it completely and say, hey, I'm gonna just go chill in the basement. Find me if you want.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that Ash was holding that angle for the last 35 seconds, waiting for the flank, and decides to fall off finally. Legion getting the first pick onto Habana. A minute left into the round.
Attackers have recovered their
As the super refrag onto the Jaeger that was traveled around the galaxy just to get where he's at, and then decides to die. The IQ gets the frag onto Wamai there. It's a lot of utility gone as his things just recharge, and Ash gets another. Wait, what? Oh, died of the drone hole. I was like, wait, what did he just try to? He died of the armory or the Volt drone hole. I don't like how close they are to playing each other. It's like Bandit just runs up and tosses a nitro. There's 3 dead. Is your whole team just gone? Just don't like that. It's not a smart play.
Yeah, 3v2 situation, but only one attacker is on full HP. As they only have 16 seconds left, so they have to make a push now. And it looks like they're all going to flood into this aviator site. Sledge just sitting behind the vault, Alibi whiffing her shots. 6 seconds left, Nitro goes out, and a miss Nitro from Bandit, unfortunate. Triple zeros, 1v1, but the Roaring Tiger takes their 4th straight defensive round.
Do you think we're going to see a throw from Tilt? Because now that it's match point, Roaring Tigers is on a 4, obviously has all the momentum in their favor. And match point, I mean, do you think we'll see overtime? I'm honestly hoping for overtime, but do you think we'll see an overtime, or do you think we'll see do you think Roaring will just seal it up here and stay?
It's a great question as they're going to trophy statuary. I have to commend Roaring Tiger. I gave a little bit of crap to them, but they're adapting really well. They're taking these defensive holds and making it their own. They're not necessarily not allowing the attackers to have map control, but they're not allowing them to plant the bomb and get the bomb down, which is probably the primary goal of the defenders.
Yeah, I mean, they're like, that's just the goal: get site control, get the bomb down. Shouldn't always be worrying about getting kills. I mean, obviously you gotta get your opening picks, and you gotta make sure site is clear and safe for you to go into. But you can't just run in through one doorway and expect you
5
guys
seconds
not
to go.
to get killed.
Yeah, they definitely should have done some sort of
Attackers
pinch,
objective is to
or
locate a bomb and
maybe they just had some lack of intel where the last couple of defenders were, so decided just to push one area altogether. I can understand why they would do that, but it just didn't work in their favor. As Roaring Tiger is on match point, what a comeback from them, from their attacking side. Like we were saying earlier, I think it's just a defender-sided map.
Yeah, sorry, I'm going just kind of brain. I'm kind
a
of
bomb has been
just
located.
brain friend here. I'm just not sure what to say. I'm just at lost for words at how it was a 4-2 at one point and they've only won one attack.
Yeah, interesting to see that they're going for the same push into Master, but Ash is below. Maybe looking for an early pick onto a roamer, droning out the intel, but Jaeger gets the pick off on Ash, not knowing that she's down. Another one's trying to go for the refrag. IQ gets down, and the Jaeger gets 2 on the first floor roam. It's a 3v5 situation on match point. That's a huge momentum swing into the defender's favor. Alibi gets another pick onto the IQ.
I'm
And
gonna go ahead and say this. It's a GG's. I mean, yeah, sure, Jaeger's on 1 HP, but it's the same Jaeger that we've seen clutch up a 1v3 or 1v2. So, I mean, anything is
yeah,
possible.
funny that you say that the Alibi and the Jaeger are both on low HP and both have clutched rounds on low HP heading into this match point. And it's a 2v5 situation. Sophia does get a pick off 2v4. The Wamai is gone. No more magnets. So hopefully Sophia can use her lifeline to the best of her ability. Jaeger getting a late barricade off as Legion's resetting Alibi. Smart play. Just a bit extra of HP just in case. You never know. 43 seconds left. The attackers have control of the bathroom. Sophia's using her lifeline to see if she can get any intel on if there's someone playing behind that desk. Doesn't look like it. 30 seconds left.
30 seconds left is a 4v2. I mean, they're all most likely not gonna be surprised. They would all just rush through the same doorway again. But I think they have this side on lockdown. I don't think they're getting in.
Good double frag onto.
That's the game.
That is the game. Wow, what a comeback from Roaring Tiger, from a 4-2 all the way to a 7-5 victory. It was a nail biter there. It was definitely a good match. Both teams were definitely in this same skill gap there. I just think Roaring Tiger had what it took to pull it out in the end. They just somehow swung the momentum into their favor.
I think the sledge, or I'm just gonna take a guess, maybe Synetic or Synatic. I think, or
Good game.
I don't know how to. Sec. I'm just calling him Sec. All right. I think Sec stepped up. I just think his teammates didn't step up. I think he definitely did his part. I just think if his teammates were to step up, nothing against them. I think they did a great job. But if they step up, maybe get a few more kills, they could have easily been staying in this tournament and got the win.
Yeah, if you think about it, it would have been a Tilt Esports win if they won those 2 attacker rounds when both defenders were on low HP.
Yeah, at that point, it's just winning your gun holding angles. If you hold an angle and if you're holding an angle and then he peeks you, right, and he's not pre-firing you, he's no intel on you, sure, you might trade, but all it takes is one bullet to any part of his body and he goes down.
Yeah, unfortunate for them that they don't know the HP of Jaeger other than if you die, if I'm not mistaken. But good on the Roaring Tigers to just adapt well. As I may have roasted them, my apologies, but you know, that maybe that's what it takes for someone to do better. But thank you everyone for tuning in. That is the Playday 3 match. Appreciate everyone for watching. Any closing words from you?
It was definitely a great game. It was close until Roaring went on what correct me if I'm wrong, but it's a 6 game or a 6 round streak or five. Let's see, five. They won like 4 or 5 rounds in a row, and just the landslide. I mean, yeah. I mean, that's just all my closing remarks. I think we'll definitely be seeing you guys Thursday. I think something like that. Yes, Thursday. I think confirmation is our next game Thursday. I believe it's another 8 p.m. Singapore time game. But other than that, we'll see you next time, guys.